Well, here I go. I'm going underneath and going to do the transmission filter on this Explorer van here. 5.7 liter, 143,000 miles. Working to do it again. This van spent most of its life in Minnesota. The last 5 owners were Minnesotans and registered in Minnesota. And I gotta tell you, it looks really good under here, considering the salt they have on the roads. It's got a little mud on it, but I'm very well pleased with it. The previous owner was in Arizona about a year. So anyway, there's the pan. You can see some of the pan bolts that have to come out all the way around. Probably can't get to that side right now. I'm just reaching under here. Okay. This is generally what happens. As you loosen the bolts, it starts to drain on you. I've got them removed all around the back and on both sides here, and I just have I think 4 right up here in the front, and I'm just letting the pan drain down some, take some of the weight off of it. No, come here. Now I gotta clean that off. The gentleman I got the truck from said that, at least I think he said that the previous owner had some transmission work done, but he wasn't happy with it and was going to take it back. But I don't remember if that's so or not. I looked at a few of these vans and talked to a few people on the phone, and I could have gotten it confused. As I loosen these bolts here at the back, it will drop down even more. When I checked the transmission fluid, it came way up on the stick. At least it looked like it did. However, I didn't check it properly. You need to look at the owner's manual in your vehicle to see if you're checking your transmission fluid properly. Fluid? I meant fluid. Anyway, when I started it up, warmed it up, and I ran it through all the gears, I checked the transmission fluid and there was nothing on the stick. So it told me it was slipping, because when I went around the turn to get off of the highway to come to my house here, I noticed it went into neutral. And then, of course, I didn't get crazy and panic. I just let up on the accelerator a little bit, and it came back into gear, and I made it home. That was before I had checked the transmission fluid. I mean, I did check it cold, but you never, shouldn't have done that. I should have put some in it before I drove it a few miles. But I did not drive it hard. I drove it real easy. That told me that when I went around the turn that it might be low on fluid, and then when I did check it, it was. And I'm keeping my fingers crossed that I don't have any more serious trouble with this than the fluid. As I loosen this bolt, or these bolts, that pan should go. There we go. Down a little more. Yeah. I'm having trouble getting to that one. I'm using the heck out of these colored Harbor Freight sockets. I don't know why I got colored ones. I guess I was just tired of seeing chrome all my life. Just trying to get some out of this. So these things can get really heavy. Well, I'm down to 2. Oh yeah, she's still got a lot in there, I can feel it. Slosh. Boy, am I making a mess. Ideally, I should hold it up like that, take them loose. I don't want to bend this pan. It's just the gasket holding it on now, and I've got most of the fluid out of it. I don't know where that gasket is. Oh, there we go. Yuck, yuck, yuck. Right up in there is the gasket that goes on the end of the filter, and let's you see that? Let's see, it's right, yeah, right there. Now I gotta go get my pick tool. There's the filter, and I would say that's probably clogged up. I suspect this has been changed before, but one doesn't know. There's the magnet. So I'm going to go ahead and clean this up with my favorite cleaner, of course. Everybody knows that stuff. So I believe the pan was leaking probably right around here, dripping here. By the way, I'm having to clean up all the grease and everything. Was leaking from the pan gasket to here till it siphoned enough out where it couldn't leak anymore. So I'm going to finish cleaning this up. I'm going to put a thin coat of this gray gasket maker on both sides of the rubber gasket, even though it doesn't call for any. If the pan is dented a little or bent a little, this will help fill in the void and maybe stop the leak. I believe that it was leaking from the pan, and this might solve that problem. I put my new pan gasket on. Of course, I put the filter in first. Then I put some gray silicone on both sides, one side of the pan gasket, and then I put the rest of the silicone, real thin layer on the transmission itself where the pan meets up. And then I started a bolt in each corner, close to each corner. Now what I'm going to do next is put the rest of the bolts in, and then I'm going to go around and alternately tighten them back and forth, crisscross, corner to corner, to 8.8 foot-pounds, but in my case I'm going to probably go 9 on my torque wrench. The secret is not to over tighten these, bend the pan, and they will leak. And we'll see what happens. Alright, she's all done, torqued down, and I'm going to get out from under here and put some fluid in it. Well, actually I'm going to take it all off the jack stands and put some fluid in it. Start it up, run it through the gears, and check the dipstick for level. book calls for 5 quarts of Dexron 3, and I just happen to have original Dexron 3 on hand in one very, very ancient funnel. These funnels are good till they get worn out, and I've used them before, but they end up leaking at the seams, and then you get it all over the place. But you got to get them wore out first. I'm pouring it in with a gallon container. I don't actually have it in the camera shot, but I'm getting the wind out here because I'm holding the funnel in the opening, so it's a little bit difficult. Okay, 1 gallon, 4 quarts. There's 4 quarts in there. What I'm going to do, the book says 5 quarts, but I'm going to put 4 in it, warm things up, and then add some more as I go. Okay, first start. After sitting for 3 or 4 days, right there. Wow. Nice oil pressure. No, I don't have a seatbelt on. That green light is the daytime running light there, automatic. Battery's looking good. Service engine soon. That's probably needing a lot of the 100 and whatever thousand maintenance items, but I will run a code check on it and see what that is. Might be brake issue, I don't know. Anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and let her warm up and do something else while I'm waiting on it, and I'll bring you back. There's 4 quarts. Can't tell if you can see this or not. Cycled it around into the gears. There's nothing on the dipstick. I'm going to go ahead and put another quart in it and see what happens. Now, it's hard for me to tell right now, but it's so light, but it does look very wet where it's supposed to be. The engine's still cold, the transmission's not hot. When I get it, drive it some and get it really warm, I'll check it again. All right. Transmission, fluid, pan gasket, done. For the next video, this is Steve AZ711, aka Cars, Trucks, and Detours, or just vice versa. Yeah, I've got it covered up pretty good in here for the sun. Bye for now.